Okay, so I've been trying to get around to doing this video, but business and other things have got in the way. So service-based businesses, what do I mean by that, and why is it something that you should be interested in? Service-based business is probably the quickest and easiest and low-cost way you've got to make money to then worry about investing. There's no point worrying about investments and stock markets and crypto and everything else if you don't have any solid income to invest. And I guess lots of people don't, looking at the statistics in terms of what the average wage is in the UK and what the average sort of level of income is in the UK, then income is a major issue. So service-based business, it is a business that you don't need any premises for, other than your own house and a place to work. You don't have any overheads, you don't have any running costs, you don't need any stock, you don't need any other staff, and you don't need any marketing, or you can have marketing but you don't necessarily need it. All you really need is a computer and a telephone. In fact, now you don't even need a telephone because you can dial out from the computer as well, so you don't even need that anymore. So what sort of service-based businesses do we have in the UK? Things like recruitment companies, finance advisors, anything you can think of that allows you to sell a service where you're only supplying a service and not an actual physical product. So one of the main skills you'll need to run a service-based business is you'll need to be able to sell or do sales, because if you're a recruitment consultant, you're going to make a phone call to a company and you're going to say to them, we've got staff that we can supply to you to interview, and if they're hopefully good enough, you will employ them. So you need to be able to sell that service, because they'll be using other companies, they'll want to know why they should talk to you, why you're better than other people, and what you can do for them. So you'll need to learn how to sell. So that's the first thing. The other thing you'll need to do is you'll need to set up a basic website, because people will check you out. You need to look reputable, and you're going to need to get some sort of testimonials or reviews on there, which can be difficult, but you could ask family or friends to write a review to say that they know you as a trustworthy person, hardworking, and whatever else you want to put on there. What types of service-based businesses are there? Finance, marketing, recruitment, social media management. All of these businesses can be set up from your own home or premises or bedroom, lounge, whatever, and you can sell to people with the use of a phone or a laptop. That's all you need. So there's no setup costs. You can learn how to build a website. You can do a cheap website. You've got very flexible working arrangements in that you can choose your own hours. You can work it around your family or your other commitments like pets and a day job. You could do it in your lunch break. You could do it after work. You can do it before work. You can send emails. You can text people. You can phone them. So it's a very flexible way of working. The income part is huge, because when you work at, say for instance, your recruitment company and you're employing people that get salaries of £100,000 a year, and your fee's 15% of that salary. So you're making £15,000 when you place one person. Now that might not be the case. It could be they're on £50,000. Your fee's still £7,500. Could you imagine that? How long would it take you in your job to earn £7,500? You will have to pay tax on the income because you'll trade through a limited company or sole traders, but you can offset things like mileage, mobile phone costs, your website, some marketing costs, things like that. So you can earn huge amounts of money in a short space of time with a service-based business. The other take on a service-based business is that you sell something, but you don't supply it. So let's say, for instance, you want to sell marketing or social media. You do the sales process, and then when you get the customer who wants to buy the product or the service, you then outsource that to another company or to somebody else. So you could have your own person that runs Facebook ads or social media, and you say to them, look, I'm going to go out and find the customers, I'm going to give them to you, we're going to split the income, or you're going to charge me X for running the ads, and I'm going to give you the customer. Or you go and approach a company that sells a product and you say to them, I'm going to bring in the customers, you're going to supply the service, and we're going to split 60-40, 70-30, or whatever it is in the income. So a lot of companies will have a problem with sales because the amount of people out there that I see on LinkedIn and Facebook and everything else, they just can't get enough customers on board, or they don't know how to get customers, or they get a big customer, that customer dries up and goes elsewhere, and then guess what? They've got to go out and find a new customer, and a lot of them can't do it. So if you can sell, and if you can learn to sell, you've got a very valuable skill that you can take to the places. So I know how to sell, I know how to approach people, I know how to offer USPs, I know how to compete, but I can do that with other products as well. I can go to a company that sells a service and I can say to them, I will do the sales part, I'll go and gather the data, I'll cold call and I'll ring people up and I'll get the customers on board. You're going to deliver the product, we're going to split that money 60% in my favour and 40% in your favour. You're getting 40% for doing nothing other than the delivery part. I'm going to do all of the sales process. I'm going to buy data. I'm going to contact people. I'm going to use my time and energy to do that. If you were a business where you had to recruit the salesperson to do that job, it probably is going to cost you 30, 40, 50,000 pound in a year by the time you pay for the laptop, the car, the phone calls, the salary, the national insurance, the pension, holiday time, all those sorts of things. So you're going to do that for nothing. They're not going to have any outlay at all for your time or your sales skills. So I would recommend that if you want to get into a service-based business, that you really learn how to sell. If you can sell already, then you have a very great start with the whole process. What if you don't know what to sell? Well, okay, why don't you go and get a job in that industry you want to work in for 6-12 months, learn the processes, and then either go off and do it in your own time or resign from the job and set up on your own. That's one way of doing it. Or you could partner with another company, get them to teach you about the product or the service, and you go out and sell it. So there's lots of other options available to you. Put a comment down, ask me a question, ask me how I do it, ask me how much I earn doing it. It's a very valuable skill, and it's a great way of generating income so that you can then worry about investing it. No point worrying about investing if you don't have a solid customer base and an income stream where you've got money to invest. So let me know how you get on.